So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you very much for staying with us. I am on stage with Marco Carniello, who is the top management of Italian Exhibition Group, and we decided that Mr. Martin Rapaport, who doesn't need any specific introduction, but still we felt compelled to be on stage and introduce him. Before the presentation that Mr. Rapaport will certainly enjoy and surprise us, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Italian Exhibition Group, to thank Martin, to thank all of you for the wonderful events that we are presenting to you since yesterday and today. And I give the floor to Dr. Marco Carniello.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Cibjo. Thank you to all of you. Welcome on behalf of Italian Exhibition Group, on behalf of my president, Mr. Ermetti, of my CEO, Mr. Peraboni. We're so delighted to have all of you here. You know that Vicenzano has been growing so much, especially with Cibjo, in promoting the culture, promoting quality information during our events. And, you know, having Mr. Martin Rapaport here is, you know, it's kind of a top goal of what we try to do every edition. So thank you so much for attending our show. We'll be waiting for you also next September for the Super Congress of Cibjo, for the 100 of years of Cibjo. Thank you, Mr. President, to select Vicenza as your home for such a beautiful event. And again, thank you, Martin. You are more than an opinion leader in our industry. You are an icon. Thank you so much for being here. I guess it's your first time, right?
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Cavallari. You guys are beautiful, and what you're doing is so important, especially at this time when the industry is going through such tremendous change. And so one feels a foundation here. Let's just say you're not Basel, okay? Let's say there's a strong sense of community, power, energy here that we're at, and I want to thank you very much for doing all this stuff. Okay, rock and roll, everybody. All right, guys, hang on. We're going to move kind of fast. We're going to deal with stuff. Let's see where you go. Okay, so what's going to happen to the diamond industry? I mean, put it simply, why the hell is gold going up and diamonds going down? What the hell's going on here? What are we doing with diamonds? Is this whole diamond thing just a bunch of bullshit that's going to go away because young people are going to say, I don't like rich people? So we're going to dig into this. So we're going to go fast. So hang out here with me, guys. All right, I'm starting this. I'm very happy to hand over the Rapaport Group of Companies to Dan Mano. I got a CEO who's running the business. I do not want to make him trouble or differences. He's going to run the diamond business. I'm doing some consulting on the side. Me and Maxie out here. So I got my buddy Max with me. And we're going to be doing all kinds of fun things with the diamond industry. So what's happening? Well, we're basically screwed. If you take a look between 2002 and 2024, I mean, come on, baby, 53% drop in De Beers sales, 68% Botswana rough exports. You know that in Botswana, they say they're running out of medicine to give people who have cancer, chemo drugs. I mean, this is real stuff. This isn't a theoretical discussion, everybody. There's real people, real lives at stake in what we're doing here. And if you go through the whole thing, you're seeing a decline fundamentally in diamond revenue. And revenue is price plus the quantity you sell. So what are we going to do, guys? I got solutions today. I'm going to tell you stuff. What are we going to do about this? It's getting a little bit better let's take a look. It's getting a little bit better over here so far in 2025 with their estimates. De Beers sales looks like they're up 11%. Botswana net exports 90%, but they're only at 22.7 billion, which is peanuts. They used to be at 6 billion. You got to understand, diamonds runs a whole country. Everything. Roads, police, medicine, education, clean water, which is the #1 indicator for the life expectancy of children up to the age of 5. But we're starting to get better. Numbers are a little bit weird because you can't really tell what's going on. But here you go. Here's rough diamond production. I mean, you want to rock and roll? You want to take a roller coaster? I understand they have roller coasters in Vegas. Look at what's happening to us here. Like U.S. polished imports. This makes no sense. You can't tell me the United States only imported $373 million. It's ridiculous. There is such change going on that we are experiencing the earthquake, baby. We're in earthquake time now. You want to see what a tsunami wave is going to come after an earthquake? Oh, baby, there's going to be a tsunami wave. No question about it. So what's going to happen over here? How are we going to deal with this? What can we actually do? I mean, here you go, when carrot prices are down. If prices are down and quantity of sell is down, you're screwed. Okay? I mean, you can define that, okay? I'm not even going to talk about how PE firms look at the rule of 40, okay? But the margins are down, business is down, things are down. What are we going to do about it? So why is this happening? Well, first of all, you got to understand, we're coming from a really nice whoopee-doo place. Well, the Chinese came into the market. Wow, man. Some Arab demand, American continued demand. And think about what happened after COVID. After COVID, like all this money was out there. They were throwing billions, trillions of dollars into the economy to keep the world afloat because of COVID. And then COVID stopped, and all this money was there. I mean, it was Christmas in the summer. Cannot imagine how strong demand was because of the overextended liquidity. And then you get this Gen Z, how do I describe them? Assholes who come along and they say, "Huh, you need me. I'm a kid. I've been brought up to be a Gen Z, and the world should lick my whatever." No. And that's what happened. So Gen Z's got freaked out on entitlement, and then this whole energy of entitlement is coming across the world and hitting us. Okay, and rich people. If you're rich, you probably screwed someone, you bastard. Rich people are evil. I mean, when you see the Socialists and Democrats of America and Mamdani getting together in New York City, duh, something's happening. So what happened is we had globalization, we had global demand for diamonds. Chinese prime minister at the time or whatever said, go buy diamonds. Today they say if you were a big diamond in Beijing, you're probably doing evil things and we're going to arrest you without even telling anybody. Don't expect communists to save your diamond industry. Duh. Okay? That's obvious that you're not going to sell a great market. Maybe smuggling, maybe stuff. But I see diamonds with, what's the name? Big Chinese company. Chow Tai Fook. I seen diamonds with CTF in the girdle in Surat, baby. Which means there are diamonds coming out of China from consumers all the way back to India. It's not a bad thing, by the way. By the way, don't put values in anything that I'm saying someone's right or wrong. Success has many fathers. And everybody that is trying to do something good, like you're in this panel, is blessed. You know, it's fine. Let everybody do their thing. But I am telling you, we're in a market right now where globalization has gone away. So you got to understand the world is broken. It's a breakup. It's not a breakdown. It's a break-up, if you know how to play it. Okay? So globalization to individual countries. So President Trump is saying, I'm not a game player with all you people because you're all a bunch of cheaters and liars, specifically EU. And I'm not going to trust you people. One-on-one deals. You want to deal with me? We'll deal like in business. But this idea of kumbaya and we love the world, the United Nations and all that stuff, that's all bullshit. It's going away. Rational, make America great again. Make Italy great again. I don't know, make Gaza great again. It doesn't matter. But the idea of the old way the world worked is gone, baby. It's gone. It's not coming back. China is a communist country. You're not going to turn it into the major consuming of, they were up to what, 7 billion, 12 billion a year of demand? I don't think that's coming back so fast. But there's other markets. But we'll keep going. What's the cost benefit of countries working together? As we were talking here, what's the cost benefit of Cibjo? What's the cost benefit of everybody here saying we need a balanced foundation where we can support natural diamonds because of rarity, scarcity, It's good. I believe in that. You're going to see I'm going to suggest something here. And then keep the individuality of the designers and the people and the creative stuff. Keep that going. You do not want to make a homogeneic, this is the business. You don't want to do that. You want to keep the creativity. And that's why it's so great to be in Italy, you'll see, because this is an amazing place. So what we're dealing with over here is warfare, too. People are getting killed. This isn't just theoretical discussions about socialism, Gen Z values, which are changing. Every day Gen Zs are getting older. Millennials. Millennials, we should be worried about millennials. Millennial women in their 30s are making a fundamental decision, am I going to have children? And unfortunately, that drives them to the point where they're going to have to sleep with the same guy for a while, which drives us to the point of a relationship being important. The values of the generation are shifting and changing in real time. What you see today will not be there tomorrow. Zs will morph into millennials. Millennials will morph into older people. As soon as you got a kid, it's a different game. You think differently about relationships. And the diamond giving you emotional and financial security. You get an expensive diamond, man, you're jumping up and down, not just because you got a diamond, because you got a guy. You got someone who says, I love you and I will take care of you for the rest of your life. That's the message of the diamond. That's the idea behind the diamond. And if you can't sell that, you're schmuckalainies, okay? All right, so there's actual warfare, but you got to understand the wars that we're dealing with. They're not just physical wars. These are wars about values. These are wars, you want to be a socialist? Do you want to be a communist in China? Do you want to be a socialist in New York? What do you want out of your life? And so we need to be thinking about how this fits into our gestalt of natural diamonds, of what are natural diamonds, and what can we do with them. So I would say to you, everything comes down to values. Meritocracy, Republican Party in the United States. Entitlement, Democratic Party of the United States. Here, you want to vote for me? We have all kinds of democracy in the world, right? We have ultra-liberal democracy. We have a new thing called prostitution democracy. I give you money, you vote for me. I mean, they should legalize the thing. I should be able to give everybody $1,000 and say, vote for my party, and then the guy gives them $2,000, because that's what democracy has become in the United States. Entitlement, I'll vote for you. Free health care, free this, free that, free education for my kids, free socialism versus entitlement. Where's that going to go? Who are our customers? Capitalism versus socialism. Liberalism and religion. There's religious wars going on. There's tariff wars, AML. These are symptoms of an underlying concept of what is society going to be like in your country. Very important to understand values, because the wars that we're seeing and the positioning of natural diamond has everything to do with values and the idea behind the product. Stephen Lucier, time and time again. The idea behind the product. You're not selling a physical thing. And you guys talked about price and value. Great. But it was a perfect discussion. What's the price of a diamond? Who gives a crap? Well, I give a crap. Can you make more money? What is the price of a diamond versus the value of the diamond? Or as Harvard says, the willingness to pay. What is the WTP? How much does the guy want to pay? That's what we'll focus on. But anyways, recognize we have values. So what's going to happen to us? Can we develop and implement common strategies while retaining individual satisfaction? So good this previous talk was about the creativity needed, but also a foundational base of values that we in the diamond industry can absolutely agree upon. How can we benefit by working together? And how can we work together without messing up people's individual brands, individual creativity? I think we can do it. Think about things, external versus internal changes. Okay, no one here controls the price of gold, but you can be sure the price of gold impacts jewelry sales. Sanctions, tariffs, demographics, you'll see. Economic environments. How's the GDP doing? Pretty good, actually. Better than people expected. So what's happening around us is impacting us. But then what's happening inside of us? How are we reacting? How are we driving the business rather than standing around like a bunch of blah, 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 talk. What are we doing? Think about that. So we have interesting things going on. The sale of the bears, synthetics attacking. what kind of technology attacking? Come on, baby. Pretty soon you're going to see an AI version of me. I probably won't even do much speeches anymore. I'll be sitting on some yacht somewhere, okay? But really, I'm serious. AI and virtual communications, we have to tell the story. We have to tell the story in a way that people want to absorb by telling them the story. So we got to think not just about social media. We got to think about, I don't know where websites are going. I don't even know where Facebook is going. I'm on ChatGPT all day, frankly. I don't even use Google anymore. So that's simplest level. But I'm pointing out to you, technology is freaking us out, and it's great. Because if you can ride the technology, baby, you can capture this market and optimize the opportunity caused by change. I love change. It's great. And everybody who's established, all the people with starched underpants, you know, they can't deal with this, which is great, less competition. If I can play the game right, I can sell natural diamonds right, man, as long as I know how to create the content and the messaging, which has to be corrected. Think about the messaging. And then there's a distribution. So anyways, we have to define strategic direction here. And I think we see that. Everybody knows we have to differentiate socially responsible diamonds, platinum, gold, whoever it is. And that's what I'm going to talk about in a minute. Let's move along. So higher level ideas. Remember this. If you remember nothing you hear from me today, remember one concept. Fewer, better. And I would attribute that first to Stephen Lussier again, after 2008. So they said to Stephen, what do you think is going to happen? He said, fewer, better. I'll get into this really deep. Fewer, better customers. You guys understand target marketing? Everybody understand target marketing? All right. Let me tell you what the Talmud has to say about target marketing. Literally, in the Talmud, 2,800 years ago. King Saul is on his way up to Jerusalem in his carriage, and he sees a target, and right in the middle of the target is an arrow. Boom! Another one. Bing! Another one. Boom! Perfect shots. He gets to Jerusalem, and he says, bring me this archer, this wonderful archer, who's able to train my people to shoot such perfect arrows. The story is they bring him a shepherd. Some people say it was King David later, but in any case, he says it's very simple. He says, first I shoot the arrow, then I draw the circles. See? That, my friends, is target marketing. Where are your arrows? Who are you shooting for? You're shooting for some creepy little Gen Z that doesn't have $5,000 to his name. That's your customer? You're selling diamonds. You want to open your Lamborghini shop inside of the Toyota place? What the hell are we doing? Who are our customers? Who are we focusing on? Fewer, better, fewer, better, fewer, better. Are you selling quantity? Are you treating diamonds like crap? Or are you taking a diamond and saying, wow, this diamond's great? And by the way, not all diamonds are great, as you're going to see in a minute. So what are we selling, but who are we selling? I have a very interesting theory that, I'll talk about in a minute, but let me keep it. Less is more. Stop trying to sell everything to everyone. You're prostituting your product. You're prostituting yourself. You're a schmuckalani. The reason that I'm happy to be here in Italy, because Italy is the best. Sure, the Thais copy you. We know the Thailand copies your designs. But Italy is still the best. And what do you have if you have the best? Is the best sellable? Because you're I guess it is. This is a nice show. Second, third biggest show in the world now. Is Italy the place to go to buy the best product? Probably. I'll walk around. Max will walk around with me. We're going to find amazing things here. So are we going high? You're dancing in a minefield when you try to sell everybody everything, because everybody is changing their culture, their values, what they want to buy, when they want to buy, how they want to buy, if they want to get married. You're making yourself sick. Stop. Focus. Less is more. Don't try to do everything. Focus, focus, focus. Riches in the niches. We run a guy in New York with Max. I don't know, we got 1 million views or something. And this guy just makes cushions. That's all he does. Makes best cushions in the world. Sits in New York, he makes cushions. He buys here and there some stuff, but he's the cushion guy. Okay? So when we think about specialty, we think about targeting our customers, we think about less is more, we might be very successful. Now, what exactly are you guys doing here? Okay, 1 million consultants, fine. They live off the other people. I'm also a consultant. We're basically parasites, okay? But besides all the consultants, there's people out here in the hall really working. We're schmoozing, but there are guys out there that are making beautiful stuff. So what are you doing? How are you adding value? Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, ask yourself the question, how are you adding value? What are you doing? And what is the value of adding value? Are you charging a fair price for what you're doing? Are you just selling price? If you're just selling price, who needs you? Go away, go home, go to another business. Go sell synthetics. But if you are selling some added value that you're really bringing that a rich customer will appreciate, you're going to be printing money. You're going to do amazingly well. Let me explain. Also, are you happy with what you're doing, guys? Are you guys still in the diamond business because your father was, you got nothing else to do and blah, blah, blah? Or you got energy and you really, you love this stuff and you're happy? If you're not happy, get out of the business. I'm telling you. Get happy. Enjoy what you're doing. Find your creative spark, whether it's designing something different, whether it's making, whether it's selling, whether it's talking, whatever you do really well that adds value, charge a fair price for your added value. Your customers should make more money than you, and you will be very successful. So how do we get into this mess of all this haka-paka that's going on? Let me tell you a story about cheap diamonds. Well, let's look at the world. You got these guys that are supposedly in the top of the pyramid, top quality. See that little funny green thing up there? Where is that? The top. See, these are your movie stars. These are your, what's her name? The cushion, the big cushion, what's her name? Taylor Swift, baby. Wow. Ovals, whatever. She's up there. So there's all these people that are kind of influencing society. And I'm not even talking about influencers. I'm talking about people that are just, hey, that's cool. So this was the business once upon a time. I'm an old guy, real old guy. I remember once upon a time, right? De Beers was focused on selling luxury diamonds to wealthy people. Let me tell you a secret. Natural diamonds are for people who want to spend money. They got a lot of it. It's burning a hole in their pocket. The wife says, show me, you're in the doghouse, okay? And the wife says, show me something, give me something, you know? So like we were selling all this advertising to rich people everywhere in the world. We went after the Japanese. I think you guys remember that Japan was the biggest diamond market at one time, all right? And then we also spent some money on medium, and we didn't screw around with the people who didn't have any money. We didn't. Into this game in the 1970s, one second. Well, let me go back here. Back, okay. Mine diamonds in the 1970s, early, when I got into this business, yes, I'm in the business 48 years or something, 20% were gem, 80% were industrial, and then that was it. That was the diamond business. They dug a hole in Africa, they took out the stuff, 80%, $2 a carat. So what happened? Then came the Indians, and they started, you know what, you give me an industrial diamond that's like a 2-carat, I'll come out with 2 5-pointers. 2 5-pointers, TTLBs, TLBs, top light browns. I'll sell this stuff to Walmart, and you can buy diamond earrings for $99. Your maid, you come home from the party, your maid's got those earrings in her ears too, diamond earrings in her ears too. So we said, everybody, we should democratize diamonds. We democratized the generic diamond brand. We said diamonds are for everybody. They're like anything. Because we were greedy. I mean, look, he made a lot of money. You know, so I say here, Walmart cheap diamonds, jewelry, democratization, Walmart earrings, near gem diamonds, destroy exclusivity, rarity, and the idea of the diamond being wow. What's wow about a Walmart thing with diamonds in it for $99 or $199? We prostituted our product, everybody, because we wanted to sell more people. We went quantity over quality. So nothing special about diamonds. Everybody's got them. What's the big deal? This is the imports of diamonds, rough diamonds, into India. You see, in the early 60s, nothing. In the 70s, they started to get into the game. And I love the Indians. They're the brightest, they're the smartest, they're wonderful people. And they found a way to add value to diamonds by democratizing diamonds. And then then you see, woo! So between 1970 and 81, they went from what? 20 million carats to 180 million carats? Lots of diamonds. Diamonds here, diamonds there, diamonds everywhere. Little ones, big ones, cheap ones, brown ones, orange. Not orange, but, you know, a lot of stuff. Cheap, cheap, cheap. So we turned the whole damn marketing upside down because the bear said, I'm no longer your daddy. I'm not in charge of marketing diamonds. I'm not spending $200 to $240 million a year on things like the training of salespeople and the diamond promotion service. Bye-bye. Because they were so worried about free riders that they fell off their own horse. So they're worried about free riders, whatever the story was, and we turned the damn thing upside down. Everybody ran to spend money in sales, spend money in signets, spend money here, spend money selling crap. That's what we did, because that's how you can make money fast. I'm not blaming anybody. Please understand. These are the flow of life. It's like you have a kid, and your kid grows up, and your kid, you know, does this or the kid. Things happen. And I'm not blaming, no values here. Not saying anybody did anything wrong. It was the natural way. The beer stops advertising. Companies start advertising. Companies are thinking about short-term profits. Companies are thinking about quantity over quality. And that's what happened. So Indians got greedy. Let's sell more. Trade and marketed quantity instead of quality, destroying diamonds, exclusivity, and get this, baby, aspirational demand. You know what luxury is sometimes? Exactly what Larry said. What do you call luxury? Fun? What did you call it? Happiness. And that's good. When you see your girlfriend walking around with what's the name of the pocketbook there? A Carmet. Luxury is getting what she has. You see her, she's rich, she's got it. I don't have it. She has it. I want it. That's called aspirational demand. If the top guy's got it, you want it. It's the best. You want that. And sometimes a woman will have a campaign. It may take a year or two until she gets that $20,000 pocketbook or whatever. Okay? So if the diamond is that way, it's different. So you have to think about going back up. I'm saying, hey, this is where we are now. And sales is fine. Signet is fine. Who sells cubic zirconia, who sells synthetics, I don't care. That's all good. Go have fun. It's not my business. I don't sell ping pong balls. It's not my business. And I don't sell crappy diamonds. I don't do it. Does Tiffany do it? Can you buy a K color at Tiffany? Look at the brands. We're different. We're special. We're high level. We're up there, baby. We are less is more. We are fewer better. I don't want every customer. Don't come in my store if you don't have any money. Go away. That's a kind of a vibe that we don't really often see. Okay? So we got to go and turn this thing back on its right way. And there's one market we have to win. We have to win every market. God bless all the people doing all the good things. I'm not telling anybody what not to do. I am saying one thing we got to do. We must get the engagement ring market for wealthy people to be at the point there's not even a question about anything else. This is your thing, baby. You get engaged? You got money? You don't give a crap. Don't sell price to someone who doesn't give a crap about price. I got customers, and okay, they're billionaires, some of them, but I say, this is what they don't care what it costs. Get me the best Rapaport, period. Are we doing that? Yes, the brands are. Hey, how is it that the diamond market went down, and there's 12% LVMH just announced, or 17%? Cartier announced? Exact numbers. How come they're doing well? So one guy says to me, Max tells me, okay, because the gold went up. Okay, but the revenue is going up. If your revenue is going up, you're good. If your revenue is going down, you're bad. It's very simple. So why are these guys doing it? What's the value of the brand? What's the promise of the brand? Brand is a promise. Anyways, so now we got to go back up the demand curve, Market high quality, rare, and expensive diamonds. Sell the good stuff. Differentiate the good stuff. We must market the best diamonds to the best buyers. Natural diamonds are for people who want to spend money. Scarce diamonds. And I say synthetic diamonds, I don't want to talk about them. They're for people who want to save money. You want to understand what it means by someone who wants to spend money? Talk to my wife. Talk to your wives if you're successful in business. She has money. Let's go. Where can we spend it? Where can we spend it? People walking around the show, I guarantee you, they're thinking, what can I get that's really great, man? I schlepped out of here all the Vicenza. What can I get? What's cool? What's great? What's going to make me feel good? And you don't have to tell the rough dye to cut the 7-carat. Bullshit. Let the market tell the customer, here's something fantastic. Here's something woo-woo. Because you bought it from Winston. You bought it from Graf. You bought it from someone like that. And I think you got to understand, the brands are only about a quarter of the business, probably. In the United States, about half the business is definitely independent jewelers, small guys who know how to play golf with the richest guy in town, and they know how to really relate to the customer, which is a valid, added value service. I understand the customer. I love the customer. I'm going to deal with the customer. I might be a brand. I might be the auctioneer at Christie's. I might be the person at Harry Winston salesman or Glaff. I know my customers, and I take care of them. I love them. And I give them what they want. And you know what they want? They don't want to save money. They absolutely don't want to save money. They want to spend money. And I'll explain that in a minute, too. So here is why we must go high. Go high or go home, everybody. You want advice from me? You're in Italy here anyways. You want to go and sell, cubic zirconia, you go right ahead. And I wish you luck. And go compete with Swarovski and Pandora and Walmart and what's his name? Amazon, baby, Amazon. You know what? If Amazon's not enough competition for you, try Alibaba. I'm pretty sure you can buy synthetics on there too. Free shipping, by the way. So what's the big deal here? What am I so excited about? I might think that the diamond industry is fundamentally screwed and I should just go into real estate like all of my fellow Jewish friends, right? But let's think about this. Do you realize the amount of money that's going to be flooding the American market over the next 20 years? I mean, it's crazy. It's nuts. I mean, God is just going nuts. It makes what happened after COVID look like peanuts. We're talking about $105 trillion. That's a T, baby, trillion dollars over the next 23 years. And who's getting the money? They're inheriting it. Do you inherit money from a poor parent? No. Average is $750,000 that these rich kids shouldn't have gotten anyhow. Government hasn't taxed it yet. And bingo, I'm sitting here, I get a check for $700,000 because my mama died. What am I going to do with that money? Besides fight over it. But you're going to be looking at $5 trillion every year for the next 23 years of luxury money. Rich people, don't sell natural diamonds to people who don't have money. Show them the door. Focus on the people who are getting $105 trillion, baby, in the United States. And I'm sure there'll be some, even in Italy, there's all kinds of inheritances, but I guess no one really knows about that. I don't want to talk about it here. But the bottom line is, darling, $5 trillion a year, you can't get any of it. Even when the United States is good to bring in maybe $5 billion a year of polished diamonds. India's exporting $7 billion. It's peanuts. 1,000th of the luxury money, 1,000th of the luxury money is $5 trillion. Trillion, not billion. You can't get 1,000th of the extra money that's going to be floating around out there? I bet you Italy will get it. They may get it with leather. They may get it with all kinds of nice, beautiful products and beautiful brands that the bigger brands will buy or whatever. But you guys in Italy, in Italy, you're pretty good. You're expensive. You're a fundamental pain in the ass. Takes forever to get the stuff, but, Rivka, you feel the leather here. It's Italian, right? It's Italian. You don't have to say anything. Okay. So when we look at this money, and I'm telling you, everybody, all the talk, follow the money. You want to understand where business is going? You want to understand how you can get rich? Follow the money. Everything else is bullshit. The money. Where are people spending? What do people want? How do they want to spend money on things? So how do we play this game? So great wealth transfer is an opportunity of a lifetime for brands. Everything is a brand. Anybody ever watch without a brand? Even a crappy brand like Casio? Although Apple was a great threat to Casio, but then the entire Swiss watch industry started to make unimaginable machines. And look at the advertising I was hearing you guys talking about today. What was it? Patek Philippe of the next generation? So the watch business didn't die because some technology people showed up with some quartz. Didn't happen. They knew what they were selling, and it was the idea behind the product. It's not the product, it's not the price. It's what you do with it. So what are we going to do with our beautiful, expensive deflawlesses? What are we going to do with the stuff that's the best of the best? How are we going to sell the best jewelry? This is what we need to be thinking about. So the children of wealthy parents inherit $5 trillion a year. That's 5. Look at all them zeros. See, a lot of zeros up there. That's just the annual juice. And, you know, if you can't sell rich people diamonds with extra disposable business, if you can't sell these guys, then you don't belong in business. But if you're concentrating all of your efforts on selling the maximum number of people, the maximum number of industrial near-gem diamonds, go to hell. You're not for me. I'm not interested in you. You're not in the same market as me. Guys, I'm not selling Toyotas, Lambs. I'm selling Lamborghinis. Fewer, better, but when I say better, money. Hey, think about this. Of all the diamonds that they dig out in Africa, the better ones, the 20%, what's the percent of revenue, money, that those big, expensive, beautiful diamonds account for? Is 80% of revenue 20% of the product? I think it's more like 10%, 90 maybe. Do the analysis. See where the dollars per carat are. See where you're actually getting the money, the revenue. What percentage of diamonds drive revenue, and is it actually the most expensive diamonds? And if you see that, then you know what you need to sell. You need to sell the kind of diamonds that bring you the greatest amount of revenue, and the way you get revenue is by selling things that are very expensive. So diamonds should be expensive. Now, I'm pushing this, okay? Go, change the business. Engagement rings, wealthy people, market diamonds, people have money, aspirational. As soon as you succeed in selling diamonds to rich people, then her friend who isn't so rich, I want one of them, I want one of them, she's got it, I want it. That's aspirational demand. And some of these aspirational demand can take decades. It could be a whole bunch of things. But the idea that diamonds are what you want when you get engaged, you know, we're losing it now, but we can get it back. We got to understand how we make aspirational demand by making the diamonds expensive, expensively desirable. If you're selling things because they're cheap, you're not in my business, my friends. And here's a really funny thing. Securing high-end demand for high-quality diamonds and increasing aspirational demand for mid-quality diamonds because they can't afford the D-flows, maybe they'll buy an FVVS2. Or maybe even a GVS1 if they got to go down. But after that, I'm already, You want to buy KI1s? Go to Walmart. So when you start thinking about what this way we're going to get out of this mess, it is selling the rich. Having them salivate like a Pavlov dog when they hear about, here's coming an amazing diamond. Because they have the money. They have the money. They just want the best. And if you could sell the best, you are the best. You'll make money. And, you know, go high or go home. That's great. Keep going this. Now, I don't want to talk about synthetics so much, but there was something I wanted to tell you about. I'm just wandering through my thing over here. I'll probably find it in a few slides. I'm going to tell you about go high or go home, go back to the wealthy guys. I was talking about synthetics here, but before I get into synthetics, I do want to share one idea with you, and that is that there's something called a VB, V-E-B-E-N commodity. A VBN commodity, if I can pronounce it right, is based on the fact that people will pay more for something if the price goes up. So when I look at the diamond industry, I say there's two kinds of diamond industries, right? There's one diamond industry with rich customers that thinks like, the price went up, I want it. The price went up, I want it. I don't mind if the price went up. It's good. It's better when the price goes up. Because I love it, I feel secure in it. Think about also what's going on in the engagement ring game. This guy loves me. He's pledging that he's going to take care of me the rest of my life, and he's giving me something worth $20,000, $5,000, $30,000, $50? $50, $150, $199. The dinner cost more than the ring? He's not my customer. Stop wasting your time. So, if we understand what a evident good is, our trick was going to be to get the high-end diamonds, focus on the marketing. If you focus well on the marketing, particularly the engagement ring marketing, and everybody starts to recognize that an engagement is going to cost you $5,000 at least if you're going to buy a natural diamond, and we're not selling other stuff, rich people are going to start spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a thing. Other people, she got one, she got a real one, she got a 2-carat natural, I want a 2-carat natural. Doesn't mean we're going to capture the whole market. Less is more. And I don't even want so many customers bothering me that don't have money. Let them go away. Let them go somewhere else. But if we sell the rich the best diamonds, we will create a cycle of demand, which is not going to be based on price. It's going to be based just like that pocketbook that Rivka mentioned, just like other luxury products where we want that. I want that. I want that because that's really what I want. And I'm telling you, 2-carat natural diamonds for engagement rings in the United States among the middle class, FV, VS, VS2, maybe VS1 and better, strong market. So when the rich people buy the deflaws or buy all kinds of bigger stones, the aspirational community is going to buy the middle quality diamonds, and that's why we will pick the diamonds up. Pick them up, pick them up. Pick the high-end diamonds, pick them up, make them hot, make them desirable. They're not for everybody. Make them exclusive, make them rare, make them, wow, I want that. If we do that, we'll be printing money, especially when the $5 trillion a year comes in. It's like if I have no chance to succeed, what am I going to make myself crazy? Sell gold ping pong balls? But I'm telling you, my friends, there's going to be lots of rich people that are going to want lots of rich diamonds, so let's get over there and let's focus on that. I didn't see the Vabeni story, so it wasn't my slide. Okay, I'll say a few words about synthetics. No, we'll talk about this a little, then I'll tell you a story. First of all, we have a policy at the Rapaport Group. You got to understand, Dan Manno runs the Rapaport Group, not me anymore, so he's going to deal with this. We're going to publish things about it. I guess he'll do what he wants to do with it. But let me tell you my view. Synthetics do not support, we don't support the sale of synthetics, not as a replacement for natural diamonds. If you want to sell synthetics in Pandora or you want to sell synthetics in, I don't know, some other place, that's fine. That's another business. I love other businesses, and that's good. And maybe one day, you know, they'll buy a synthetic and then they'll buy a natural and all those wonderful things will happen, and that's fine with me. But it's not my business. Synthetic diamonds have been sold dishonestly to consumers at outrageous markets without full disclosure. That's what we believe has happened. So we got a little bit greedy as an industry, particularly in America. And it's not nice. The Rapaport calls upon legitimate and ethical diamond trade to post the following notice on all invoices, marketing material, and grading reports for synthetic diamonds. The Federal Trade Commission in the United States with President Trump has changed, and there's 3 members have to come into the 5. So as soon as that's ready, we're going to be sending a letter and asking people in the industry to send a letter to the Federal Trade Commission in the United States, mostly Americans, with synthetic diamonds do not appreciate and value like natural diamonds because they can be created in unlimited quantities and are not subject to the same supply limitations as natural diamonds. I'm not saying they're bad. They're just not the same thing. I'm going to sell you a D. I'm going to sell you a D. It's a D. It's a D. I'm just not telling you it's an I3 quality. You just give me half the story, part of the story. So what I'm saying is give us fair disclosure. Once synthetic diamond prices come down to, I guess, $10 a carat at the B2B, B2C maybe $50, $60, $100 a carat. And I'm not against synthetics, by the way. So we'll be okay. But I'm saying we have to make sure that we are not misleading anything. And as long as the diamond trade can detect, disclose, and differentiate synthetic diamonds from natural diamonds, as long as we can do that, synthetics don't pose a long-term threat to the natural diamond industry. Short-term, yeah, because we could make so much money. Our salesmen, are you kidding? They can sell a diamond that costs us $1,000 for $10,000? Sure, we were just pigging out. Wow, look how much money we can make. In fact, you screwed your customer? Okay, that's life. But the bottom line over here, don't worry about the long-term impact of synthetics. The cheaper synthetics diamonds become, the less of a threat they are to fine, quality, expensive, natural diamonds. Know who you are, know what you sell. You are selling Rolls Royces. You are selling Lamborghinis. Every time some creep walks in with the price of the cheapest Toyota, you don't start sweating. You show them the door. You say, the Toyota guy's down the street. Go to Walmart. okay? So we need to know who we are, but I'm not afraid of the synthetic diamonds at all. The best thing to do about synthetics is to ignore them. I'm not here to promote them. They're a distraction to the real business of selling real diamonds. And it's true. It's just a big distraction. I watch the industry today. What do I give a crap about synthetics? You're going to make money in synthetics? You're going to make money over there? Now, some people will. Short-term profits. Skiing, although they're closing some stores, you know. But it's not our business. If you're really in the diamond business, if you're real diamantaire, you are interested in quality, 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 just like India's. India didn't shut down because of Thailand. Didn't happen. Okay? So it's not about price. It's about value. Are you creating value? What are you doing with those diamonds? How are you adding value? Design, beautiful, whatever you're doing, okay? Smart firms, large firms like Swarovski and Bernardo may have great success with aesthetics. They're built for high volume, low price point products. We wish them good luck. They're great people. They're wonderful. I love it. Everybody likes to have something sparkly, especially if it's fashion jewelry. Independent jewelers whose business is based on low volume, high price point sales. Those are the independent jewelers of the United States. American Gem Society type jewelers, ooh, what happened? Good grief. Oh, no slides. Well, I guess it's up here. So in any case, the point is that synthetics aren't like this, you know, for the wealthy class, For the wealthy class, rare natural diamonds are a vigilant good, a product that enjoys greater demand when their prices go up. Think about that. Think about that Rolex. Think about that pocketbook, okay? Increasing demand for scarce, top-quality diamonds will increase their prices, encouraging additional demand, thereby creating a positive cycle of market development. It's crazy. I raise the price, and I sell more. Wow. That's the diamond business, guys. That's what I got into in the 1970s. And then we screwed it up by trying to sell everybody, every diamond, every brown, and every kakabakakazah. And that's what we did. So, but we don't have to do it anymore, or some of us can continue doing it. But the winners are going to be the people who know how to sell high-end stuff. Synthetics are the opposite. They win the race to the bottom because the more you produce, the cheaper they get. You're talking about tens of thousands of HT machines. You're talking about everybody going crazy, competing and making more and more of this garbage. I shouldn't call it garbage. It's a wonderful product. God bless all those people. So, and there is no limit to what we produce at low cost. Once B2C prices catch up with B2B prices, you can't screw the consumer every day forever. You'll see 5-carat FVVS is for under $1,000 or maybe even under $100 at Walmart. It's a tchotchke. It's a tchotchke. Look, marriage is not a one-night Tinder stand. Got that? And I know millennials didn't want to emotionalize sex, didn't want to invest. You know, just let it happen. But when you get married to someone, that's a different story. An engagement ring is costume jewelry. And maybe it is for some people. That's okay. They're not my customer. I have to sell everybody everything? I don't have to. I have to sell rich people fantastic products. That's what I got to do. Anyways, I keep saying the same thing. But anyways, yeah, $1,000, I bet I can buy a 5-carat. I don't even know today. Today, I think they're talking about $90, $80 the price is the carat for the stuff in the B2B. But if you buy $1 million worth, you can get it for $50. Come on. You're going to see competition drive down the B2C prices of synthetics so that they're no longer suitable as an engagement. So now I wanted to figure out how can I give you guys something good. Here's a chart. So I looked at the world and I said, what kind of business is there? There's two kinds of business, expensive purchases and inexpensive purchases. Expensive purchases, wealthy people, natural. You lose that, guys. We lose that, guys. We are cooked. We win that, we won the whole game. Natural diamonds for wealthy people, engagement rings where there's an emotional commitment, 10th wedding anniversary, you name it. That's natural. The medium guys, they're wondering, should I spend $5,000 on a 10-carat? No, I'm not going to do that. Should I spend $2,000 on a synthetic and take the $3,000 extra and spend it on the honeymoon or vacation? They're entitled to the question. They're entitled to spend their money where they want. But we have to market them. The inexpensive stuff like synthetics, like, you know, I go into a store, $500. Go walk into a Swarovski store in any airport, for example. Look at what they have under $2,000. It's really nice design. It's beautiful stuff. Will natural diamonds be able to compete? Probably not. Fashion jewelry business. Listen, pick the battles you can win. That's all. Pick the battles you can win. Go after the rich guys. So I'm not telling you we should spend a lot of money on trying to convince medium wealthy people or middle class actual income people to buy naturals. But I'm going to put all my money on the wealthy people to make sure we market them and we save them and we capture them. We must capture the wealthy market for the engagement ring because that is the source of emotional power. That is the source of diamond business. That's where we can win without any problems, really. I mean, it's going to be a challenge, but it's low-hanging fruit, everybody. So that's where the marketing money should go. Naturals for the expensive emotional gifting. Serious emotional commitment. That's what these diamonds are about. Serious emotional commitment. On the other end, there's nothing wrong with personal style statement. Someone wants to have a beautiful piece of fashion jewelry. Good. God bless them. It's wonderful. Low cost, impulse, fun. Research. We're spending this money in this engagement ring. Maybe it is 2 months' salary. There's a risk. I'm going to deal with someone who's going to sell me something that's wrong. I don't know where they trust jewelers, somewhere around a used car salesman. And then trust. Who do I trust to know that it's really happening? Okay. So now I want to start moving to solutions, okay? So the primary battle for natural diamonds will take place in the engagement ring market for wealthy people. That's where we need to market. That's where the fight's going to be. Right now, it's 50% in the United States doing synthetics. The United States market is where the $105 trillion is going. So now you know where you have to play. You know, you're shooting your arrow, right? You're shooting your arrow at rich Americans, baby. They're going to inherit money. You can actually find these people on the internet. You can actually do searches and find them. Anyways, as synthetics gets too cheap, one thing's settled down. We expect synthetic diamonds to dominate, synthetic demand, to dominate inexpensive jewelry to the degree that they can compete with cubic zirconia or moissanite or other gemstones, rubies, emeralds, sapphires, taverites, and whatever have you. And that's good, that competition. But the percentage of synthetic engagements will decline significantly. So I would expect us in the next 2 years to have synthetics go down to maybe 10% of the engagement ring market, especially if you identify the wealthy class, they're going to buy natural, if we do any kind of marketing. The natural diamonds are going to dominate expensive jewelry, and marketing is going to fight over the middle customers. Minds will get stuck with near gem rough. There was a great guy who invented cultural pearls. I forgot his name. And when he invented the cultural pearls, what he did is he took a bunch of the low-quality pearls and he burnt them. You can take a look at that, and if you ask your ChatGPT, it'll tell you the story. He burnt them. He burnt the low-quality stuff. He didn't want them out there. I'm not saying we should burn the near-gem polished, but I don't know how they're going to fit in, but it's not my problem because I'm here to sell fewer, better diamonds to fewer, better customers and to make much more revenue, more money, make more money. Okay? That's my goal. That's your goal. That's what we should be thinking about. Anyways, synthetics will get the volume, and naturals are going to get the money. I want the money. You want to kill yourself selling a whole bunch of teenagers? That's fine. God bless Zales. Go do it. Have a good day. It's fine. It's just not my business. I'm going after where the money is. And that's what I think is the solution by and large. All right. How are we doing here? Everybody okay? How's it going out there? He's up to speed. We're cool. We're chilling. I'm not talking too fast. It's not your fault I'm from New York or something. Okay? Everybody all right here? Let me tell you, it's beautiful. Yesterday, I was sitting in that pool over there in that hotel that you guys set me up with. I was sitting out there with Max. We were sitting in the hot water over there. It was so beautiful. Oh, it's great. I almost didn't want to come today. But anyways, Italy is beautiful. You know what it is? It's comfortable. I stayed in other hotels around the world. And this hotel, what's the name of the hotel? Anna, what's the name? Abano Hotel. This is comfortable. I go to these new high-tech, yuppie places, and there's small rooms, pitching around. I don't like it. Anyways, it's a good point to say that the attitude of Italy. I mean, I'm preaching to the converted here. I go out on that floor, I want to see that these people have the answers of everything I've been saying. They're selling beautiful products to beautiful people, and that's fine. Okay, so let's talk about that. How can we go? Time-wise, I'm okay. Amazing. So, How can we add value to natural diamonds? That's the whole story. I mean, you guys, I don't see one black person in the audience here. There's no Africans here. Now, Africans add value to diamonds because they get them out of the ground and they bring them up out of the ground. What do you guys do? Who needs you? How do you add value? I'm sure you do. Concentrate on that. Focus, focus. How do you add value? I make a beautiful ring. I'm working with platinum. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's all good because if you're still in existence today, that means you're adding value and someone's paying you to do it. Hopefully you're not losing money, okay? So if you're making money, it means that you are in an area of added value that might be in touch with your talents, with your God-given abilities, and so you're having fun, and you're making something that you're adding value with. So you nearly have to ask the question how you're adding value. You made a beautiful jewelry store. You have the best salesman, beautiful, showcases, but now you're charging 100% over the rap list. And no one's buying from you. So the question is going to be, not only how you capture the end customers, but what is the value of your added value? So if I made my customer $1,000, can I ask for $150? Because I helped him make the $1,000. If he's not making the $1,000, can't do anything. So when you add value for your customer, you're entitled to some of that. And that's basically what most of the people in this room, most of the people in the industry do. And they add value in every kind of imaginable, wonderful way. And God help us not to stop people from adding value, not being creative, not being talented, God bless the talented people. God support them, help them be cool because the world's changing, the customers are changing, the products are changing. So we need to go there. And by the way, it's not only making products, it's how you communicate the product. The messaging we heard of social media's role in creating an environment where you can actually get to millions of people. I got my buddy Max over here, right? So he had this thing where he had a fight with someone. So I was worried about him. I called him, I said, what's going on? And he said, well, it's kind of interesting. He says, in 24 hours, we got, something like 1 million views. But no, more. So I said, how much you get, 1 million views? He says, no. How much you guys think this guy got? Okay, 50 million views in 24 hours. Now, other people captured that, and other people now he got out to about somebody who's preaching 300 million views. Hey, Maxie, where are you? He's out here somewhere. He's probably hanging. Hey, there's Maxie over there. Maxie and his entourage, okay? So how many people seeing that stuff? Get out of here. Are you serious? 1 billion views. Holy crap. Whatever. But that's not the point only about Max. The point is, look how we can communicate today. What did De Beers have to do to get 1 million views 20 years ago? They'd spend $100 million or something. Now, if we can focus, because Max is hitting everybody's mother and cousins and 6-year-olds and who knows what. But I'm trying to say, if we can use social media in that way to communicate, wow, and really scale up our communication using social media, because scalability is a new gift that God has given us with social media. We can do amazing things. But anyways, how do we capture the best customers? So first of all, I'm going to introduce this concept of green source, which I'm strongly behind, which I'm going to try to get everybody to play with this game. The concept of green source is diamonds that make a world a better place. It could be gold, it could be platinum, but right now we're talking about diamonds that make a world a better place. How does this work? Our first step is to ensure the legitimacy of the source of the mined diamond. This requires application and ordering of the Rapaport ethical sourcing standards. How do I know the diamond's kosher? How do I know the chicken's kosher? How do I know? I got to go to the source, see what's going on. Are they shooting people? Are people dying in the diamond fields? Are they giving them water? Are they giving, like we were talking before, there's amazing operations, gem fair, unbelievable stuff. There's a lot of good things happening. So the first thing we got to do is deal with, hang on a second, 3 ideas of the ethical sourcing. No human rights abuses in the mining or the manufacturing. Easier said than done. So we may talk about a country and we may say this country's got a great mine and then there's another mine, not so good. Who knows? Maybe the Minister of Mines is taking bribes or some other guy is taking kickbacks or who knows. I can't make the whole world kosher, but I can say this diamond is kosher. Would I take diamonds from Zimbabwe where I understand the minister's problem? No. Would I take diamonds from Botswana? Sure. Differentiating the product, everybody. First rule of economics. You want to make more money? Differentiate your product. Okay? So are these diamonds coming in from places where there's no human rights abuses? Is there fair compensation and benefit to the local mining community? And it's not just fair compensation, fair reclamation. Are we screwing the people on whose land the diamonds were found? If we're not, we have a story to tell about how we're not screwing them, they're helping them. Okay? So that's very real. Fair compensation and benefits, and then financial transparency to make sure that the money that is buying the diamonds or selling the diamonds isn't going to terrorist organizations and money laundering organizations, etc. Look, the world's not a kosher place. It's okay. I'm not going to solve all these problems. What I'm going to do is chop off a bit of the business that's provable to be helping the world make diamonds better. And those diamonds I want to sell for nice prices, for nice people. That's all. Do I have to sell them everything? No. No. Mines, that's their problem, what they're going to do with the 60% of the goods that are near gem. They can go and figure out what they want to do with them. But we want to sell the good stuff to the good people. We want to make sure it's good from an ethical and moral perspective. Because remember when I talked about that virtuous cycle of Veben goods, whatever they call them, where, you know, price goes up, you want to pay more? Well, let me tell you about the ethical, spiritual side of diamonds. You could do things to good people, you're going to make money. You give charity, you're going to make money. We run a good, clean diamond business that really helps people, and it's going to create good karma, good energy. You don't know where you're going to feel it, but the diamond industry will start to prosper and do really great things because we're actually helping people. So I believe in the spiritual. You know, I always say there's two reasons the world is round. The first reason is because what goes around comes around. Do good things happen to you. The other reason is you can't push Rapaport off. That's round. Everybody's here. We're all here. Everybody's got to be in this business. Okay. So the next step is to implement traceability. So it's not enough to say that the mine is kosher, but when you start looking at the polished diamond, where did it come from? How do I know a chicken is kosher? There's Chabad, this nice rabbi here. He has a kosher meal for me right here at the show. How do I know the chicken is kosher? Where did the chicken come from? Free range, maybe. Okay. But the point is three things: scan the rough at the mine, scan it at the factory, and then scan it as it's going through the production process. We got Sarin here today. Thank you, Sarin. You were able to show us, maybe some others, but mostly you, this rough diamond went along the trip, and this polished diamond came from this rough diamond, because I can see it on the blockchain, the tracer blockchain, so I can sell something and honestly say where that came from. And if the place it came from has school, has water, has roads, has all the good stuff, tell the story. Tell the story. Show them. This is good stuff, baby. This is a great diamond. So this possibility exists today. All the scan information goes from the rough to the polish is saved in Tracer. And diamonds with Tracer, they're already on RapNet. And maybe we'll get GIA also to put it on their certificate so people will know. I think it's already doing it. They have a little barcode. So we're now at the level of technology where we can say this polished diamond came from this rough diamond. This rough diamond provided these and these benefits to the people on whose land the diamonds were found. And if we can do that, we have a way to add value to diamonds that we can all agree upon. Okay. And that's what the green source idea is about. And let me show you how it works. Hopefully, so we can do this, everybody. We can do this. This technology is here and now. This isn't some dream. But we got to bring the dots together. We got to bring it together so we can sell a socially responsible, fine quality, expensive diamond to a rich person. That's the whole thing. That's it. Now, if we can agree and work the industry together, we all agree on a green source thing, then we can actually have a hallmark that everybody can use to push their brands, because they don't have to worry about whether or not the diamond is kosher. Not all diamonds, not everywhere. Those diamonds that can be traced and shown that we know where they come from, and we can identify specific ways that those diamonds have helped make the world a better place. And I believe that's what I'm going to work on now, to get everybody to agree to some kind of green source. I hope it'll be the green source standard. It'll be another standard. It could be more than one rabbi, more than one certification. It's fine with me. Let the world sprout. But I believe that if we can focus on making sure there is a certain level that most everybody who's reasonable agrees upon, that this is a good diamond, this is a socially responsible diamond, then people can tell their individual stories. If it's from Botswana, if it's from Angola, if it's from Namibia, if it's from, I don't know, from wherever it might be, that if they have the story. But we wouldn't do a green source for a diamond that didn't come from a good kosher place. I'm not going to do Zimbabwean diamonds, for example. I'm not going to do diamonds coming from unknown sources. If you don't scan that rough at the mine with a legitimate mining company, I'm not interested in it. Don't want to hear stories. Don't trust auditors. Physical. This diamond is kosher. This chicken is kosher. The other chickens, they're nice. I love them. Wonderful. I'm not eating them. So we got to think about how we can do that. So once you can honestly certify the mine source of the polished diamond, you can show the benefits the diamond brings to the local community and source. Also the cutters in India, wherever, the whole story. Social responsibility creates added value as it opens up new markets and sales opportunities with access to jewelry brands. I told my guy, you know, when people can buy perfect diamonds off of RapNet or other trading networks, that's opening it up. All the retailers can have access. You don't have to be a vertical chain. The access to jewelry to retailers that require ethical monitoring in their supply chain. A green source diamond from Botswana is worth more than diamonds from unknown sources. But you must show and market the benefit, and that's where the industry is right now. We have not speaking with one voice, showing and marketing the benefit of social responsibility. That's the next step. And we're going to do it. I'm convinced. It's going to happen. Don't worry, it's going to happen. Now, the emotional added value to the bride receiving her engagement ring is very powerful. And if she will recognize and appreciate that, the good that her fiancé and the diamond has accomplished, the value of that diamond goes up through the roof. You're talking about price? To hell with price. Price doesn't matter. I'm telling you. These guys want to buy the best diamonds they can. Those are your customers. They don't give a crap about price. Not really. Matter of fact, the more expensive it is, the more she's going to love the guy. Because she projects the value of that diamond onto herself. Look, he spent $50,000 on me. Every day I look at that and I say, oh boy, that guy is really great. So, you know, don't think about price being the important factor in what you're going to do. Okay, so now let me tell you a story about a big diamond so you can see that some of this stuff is reality. And so I'm going to play a little video for you. It started with my son, Ezzy, who became a wild, crazy, Power Africa guy. And he lived in Sierra Leone for a while, for like a year and a half. And the president came to him and said, these guys found a diamond. These are the poorest people in the world. Poorest people in the world. They don't have enough food to eat. They find the 709-carat diamond. Instead of selling it to the local smugglers, they gave it to the president. They said, here it is, Mr. President, 709 carats. At the time, it was the 11th largest diamond in the world. And I said I would sell the diamond if the money went to the village. Because that way, the village is going to give more money to the government, more diamonds to the government, less smuggling. And I wanted to encourage that kind of activity. And I said, let's give the money to them. So I went and busted my ass. We auctioned the diamond around the world. Lori Graff bought it, and I'll tell you the story, you know, with a video so you can see what's going on, and hopefully this will work. Louder, not too loud.
Sierra Leone, Connaught District, West Africa.
On March 16, 2017, a 709-carat diamond was reportedly found in Sierra Leone.
First of all, we don't have school. 2, no hospital. 3, we have poor road network. And 4, no chance for our children to be educated.
The role that Rapaport played in Sierra Leone after the Civil War to transform the image of our diamonds from blood diamonds to peace diamonds.
No good road, no water supply, no electricity. What to eat is absent. The diamond can bring us light here. So whosoever buys the diamond, let him come with light in exchange. Barter system, we are no more slaves. Africa, we are no more slaves. Yes.
So let me leave you with a message. Come up here again. Come up here. You know, they're not finding any more diamonds in the Peace Diamond Village. What's going on is they found the diamond, and then the money came, and then they ran out of, they didn't know what to do. They were literally starving to death, and Rivka went down there with a bunch of trucks and rice, and we picked up this village, and we dealt with development. And it's one of the most important and difficult things in the world to do when you're dealing with the poorest people in the world, you know? And so we can do things. We can change the world. That diamond changed the world. And I want to thank you very much, because this guy just gave us 10 grand to the village from Cibjo. So I just want to thank you very much. From the bottom of my heart. Beautiful. So what's the message? And when you think about things in some kind of a, you know, President Obama used to talk about the view from 20,000, feet. He looked at the world, the whole world together. So I'd sometimes want to look at the world that way, and I'd tell you something. There's a reason God gave diamonds to the poorest people in the world. These guys did not have $1 a day to feed their kids. But he gives them diamonds, and he made the richest people desire them, and we're in the business of getting that desire. We're talking about desire the whole day. Bridging that gap is fixing the world, is tikkun olam. And that's why the diamond and jewelry trade exists. You're not here to just sell some rich people some diamonds. You're here to fix the world. You're here to help those people. And the more you help them, the better your business will be. I promise you, I guarantee it. It's a 100% clear thing. If we end up helping people, if we sell the social responsibility of our product, we will transcend price. We will transcend everything. And we will build an industry of the best products that is just going to be unbelievable. So what's the summary over here? Number one is go high or go home, at least if you want to be in the real diamanter business. Okay? Second of all, we have to work on certain common ethical values that we talk about. What is the sourcing of a legitimate, what is a good diamond? And then, of course, we need to tell the story with heart, with soul. We need to tell the story about how our diamonds, our natural diamonds, are so great. Don't worry about synthetics. Don't worry about ping pong balls. Focus. How are we making the world a better place? Thank you very much. And we'll take some questions if you like. Look at that. I'm early. 3 minutes early. Okay. Questions? Anybody? Shy? Somebody ask a question. Go ahead. Feel free. Which guy? Shoot.
Hi there. Simon Walton from the UK. Retailer and diamond manufacturer, not manufacturer, producer. When I was a kid, I used to sit in the cinema and De Beers did the most incredible advert, "A diamond will be forever." And it's always struck a chord with me, but I don't understand why the diamond business isn't marketing that anymore. We've allowed the lab-grown business to emerge, but why isn't the diamond business marketing to the end user?
Well, what happened in 2000 was that De Beers' share price gave them a value of about, I think it was about $700 million, and they had $500 million of inventory, and the Venetian mine and God knows what else. And they couldn't get their share price up because the people in the stock market said, we're not going to support a company, a public company, that is going to be trying to save the price of diamonds by holding inventories. De Beers had to change their strategy. Nicky sold out the business, very smart. I mean, this guy made a lot more money than it is worth today. And so they went away from the idea of being a family-type business with a community of people, with site holders that they supported. And they said, right now we are chop, 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 chop. And they became a corporation which wanted to let other people advertise, and they stopped advertising generic diamonds, about $220 million a year. And they just tried to pig out. They just tried to grab the money. And it wasn't De Beers was evil here. They just needed to survive in a new world. 2000 was a different millennium. And they walked away from the promotion because they also felt that the Russians were not part of the cartel anymore. The Australians had left with their huge quantities of junk diamonds, basically. And so they said, I'm going to advertise and everybody else is going to have fun. So there was this problem called the free rider problem. So they got so involved in the free, but they said that, literally, they said this to me. What's his name told me this. They said, there was this fight about vodka at the time. And so there was Smirnoff was fighting with Absolute. And there was this big war among the brands, and then they found out no one's drinking wine. That was 2000. They thought that the individual companies were all going to spend their money advertising their own personal brands, and they encouraged that. They gave sites to people who spent money advertising to the consumer, and they could back off, and that would be no free rider problem because the retailers, or the brands, or whoever it was, were going to push the marketing, and they didn't have to spend the $220 million. And that was their philosophy. So what did everybody do? They started to sell diamonds to poor people. They started to sell crap. Why sell the high end? Because they're business people, and they just wanted to maximize their revenue for the next quarter, and they was the most revenue you can make by selling all these near-gem diamonds that cost peanuts. And then the market transitioned so that everybody had the diamonds, and they lost the exclusivity. Yeah, if they would have, what's the movie star? What's her name? Who bought the Oval? What's her name? Taylor. So they didn't do Taylor Swift, man. They used to do Marilyn Monroe, but they didn't do Taylor Swift anymore. Now they realize that because they didn't sell the generic product, because they were worried about a free rider, they don't have any riders. It's funny. They're worried about a free, oh, he's benefiting from me. My advice to you in business, benefit everybody else as much as you can. I hang out with Trax. We're going to see Moses, the watch guy, right? We're helping everybody. Everybody's helping. We don't give a crap. Let Moses have fun with the video. It's open, baby. It's like I don't care about free riders. The more free riders that come with me, the happier I am. I got to say one other thing. You guys, who did the trip to Sierra Leone? Who's done it? You guys stand up for a minute, please. Where are you guys? We got guys here who actually traveled with us to Sierra Leone, to the Peace Diamond Village, to see what was going on in Africa. We got another, when's the next mission? Who can tell me? When's it? What is it? March 22nd. Send an email to martin@rapaport.com. I still get those emails. And, tell us, because if these guys, talk to them, amazing experience. Touch, feel, understand what's going on in Africa. Know, really firsthand. But I am saying to you that to answer your question is, we forgot about the people. We forgot about our purpose. We forgot about the really important values of a diamond business, okay? Which is that we want to sell beautiful products to rich people. Because you do that, and then everybody else says, I want to be on the ride. You just, that's what I explained in the talk today. Any other questions? This is your chance. Go ahead. Yeah. All right. He has the mic.
Hi. My name is Rohan. I'm from India. I'm a diamond dealer. Very well accepted with the point that if the prices go higher, the sales actually go higher. That has been my minimal experience in the industry. What, in your personal opinion, is the current pricing strategy? 3 days in Vicenza, I went, the confidence of the people in the product is very, very low. And that is why they're reluctant to buy the product. Do you personally believe that we've reached a stage where the prices are not going to go down or they're going to continue to fall? I would like you to answer this question in the perspective of a dealer and not a jeweler, please.
Yeah, I feel like I'm an AI here. Yeah, I should really give that question to AI. I will answer. I just tell you, while previous people were talking, I went on to my ChatGPT and I said, what did Warren Buffett have to say about price and price and value? He's a famous quote over there. He says, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Now, you're asking me about diamond prices. And confidence. We can't predict the future. But I can tell you, for example, one of the most profitable businesses in the United States today is the memo business. There are people who buy 20, 30, 40, $50 million worth of diamonds and take the risk that the price will go down. They live in New York or Rochester or wherever. And then when a jeweler calls up and says, I need a 2-carat FVVS2 or whatever, because I've been hanging out with this banker for 10 years and now his daughter's or his son's getting married and boom. The guy says, I'll get it to you tomorrow, no problem. But he charges 20% more. So he makes that 20%. 20% is a nice piece of change to make on selling a nice diamond. And these guys make it, but it costs them. Their net revenue, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5% of it. Because they got to have the inventory, they got prices go down. Now, do we feel that the world is now moving away from the entitlement culture that we've seen in the United States now? It's a little early to say, but the great thing about the diamond business is you don't have to sell everything to everyone. You just have to sell. You got to go to Winston in New York. You know that door is damn heavy and you can't open it yourself? When I interviewed Dick Cheney, not Dick Cheney, it was this other Cheney, who was the chairman then of Tiffany, which went for a leveraged buyout. He said to me, Tiffany created a revolution when they created a turning door that you can go into Tiffany, so we were open to everyone. Because until that time, all the brands, you want to come in here? Who are you? What makes you think you can even walk into my store? So now you're asking me, where are we going to go? Well, first of all, the high end is going to go great because there's going to be a lot of money to sell luxury. Luxury is going to be great. India is going to do great. The best, there's 3 circles. Be the best in the world that you can be. Or not you. That's what you're talented in. Pick a product that you can be the best in the world at, and then see that it makes money. So if you have a circle where you're making money doing something, you have another circle where your talents and your creativity and your energy is being out there, and then you're the best product, the best whatever it is, okay, the best packaging for a leather packaging or whatever you're making the best of. If you can hit those 3 points, you're going to make money. You're going to be great. Now, what's going to happen to diamond prices? I think that some of the fine stuff, what are defolises now? $7,500 a carat, 1 carat defolises is $8,900. It's dirt cheap. So yeah, I think we're going to do things that are going to pick that. I can't talk about them, but I'm working on stuff. But I do believe that De Beers sales were up 11% first 3 quarters. Still a lot of noise and problems, but if we focus on fewer better, but watch the revenue. I'm more interested in revenue than I am in the number of people we sell. Okay, so the answer is I don't know, but I think if we take the right steps in the right direction, we will be able to define a sweet area we can make money. And it's, again, better quality, differentiate your better quality, differentiate socially responsible product, and differentiate the customers that you're selling to. Okay, I think that's the answer there. Anybody else? Oh, right.
Hi, Martin.
Hi.
You're making this price list every week, and we're all very nervous what's going to happen the next week. The top quality goods have lost more than 60% in the last 5 years. I don't know any other product of luxury where somebody puts prices and we have to follow. The trade lost over $10 billion. Most of the people here, even the big jewelers, don't know where they stand. Mm-hmm. It's easy for you to stand there and give us the spiel, but trust me, there's nobody out there who's listening to us. How do I build confidence in such a situation?
All right, so I think your point is really good. What happens when the price of a commodity goes down? What do you do? What? Well, if in fact we're dealing with a vibrantly good, you're 100% correct. Prices go up, I want more. Prices go down, I want less. It's no longer exclusive. It's no longer cool. I no longer feel special. Okay, so now what are we going to do when the prices go down? We have 2 options. We can either invest in adding value to our diamonds and let the retail price stay a little bit high, which it is, by the way. Okay, if we look at retail prices in the United States, you can probably, if you're selling richer people, again, I don't think that there's been huge drops in diamond prices at Tiffany yet, or other brands. What you can do is you can take advantage of the lower price and invest more in marketing. And it's scary. I'll buy it. But let's say you're selling a 1 carat default. 1 carat default is maybe your answer to HBS. I'll tell you 1 carat default. I can sell it for $15,000 in the engagement ring in my store. I can buy it for $7,000. What am I going to do with that extra money? Am I going to spend it on marketing? I'm going to get more of it going? Because you now have an opportunity, if you're a retailer or you're a wholesaler or you're a memo house, to take some of that money that you're going to get because the prices went down and add value to your added value experience, your ability to make that diamond worth more money. Because ultimately, otherwise, who needs you? Okay, so you have to question, how can you market your added value? And can you take some of the money that you save by buying the price cheaper to add to the value of the product? And that's what Italians do, if I understand it. But anyways, go ahead. He's got something else he wants to say. Give him a mic, yeah.
Why shouldn't the producing countries, not the companies, the countries, invest more? They will. They're playing around.
You have the NDC over here. They're supposed to get 1%.
They did
1%.
They spend the money went more to the salaries than anything on the road. Let's be honest.
Look, let me tell you this. So then screw them. Do it yourself. And look,
look, we need you for this.
Okay, so I would agree. I am going to work on some things that will move up the top goods.
You wrote something in 2017, I think, taking on our study to spend $1 billion in marketing. If you
Yes.
We wrote this for many pages, and I think the market does not want to understand that when they sell a mining country $1 million, they just have to invest 2%. Only 2% for the welfare of their people. People like me, 0.25%. Everyone in this room, 1%. We can afford it. If you can't afford 1% invest in marketing, we are in the wrong product.
Yeah, and let me say
And then
this.
next week, you're going to reduce the price again, so we lose even more.
Yeah, but hang on a second here. What the problem is that you have a serious problem repositioning the diamond marketing story to the high end. We've pigged out with the near gem. And we made the near gem the focus of our marketing. We made the near gem our religion. And now we need to make the high-end gems our religion. And we need to sell less diamonds to less people, okay? And then we have to be very selective about where we spend our marketing. Now, the marketing, you may say the whole industry is going to market, but frankly, I don't know if you can ever trust the whole industry to do the whole anything, okay? So what we need to do is put together people who think, I can target this market and I can sell it well. I can make more brands. There's no watches without brands. There's not going to be any generic diamonds probably in 5 years without brands. So we need to think about, how am I adding value to the diamond by getting customers, by the messaging, by the use of the social media, by being able to show the social responsibility of the diamond. In other words, it's a new game. And you got to figure out how you can play in that game. But I wouldn't rely on organizations. You have the National Diamond Council. They're going to try to do good things. And, you know, success has 1,000 fathers. You know, let him do what he can do. Let those people do what they can do. But you do what you have to do. So if you can find out which diamonds you want to sell, who you want to sell, you'll be good. Talk to me. We'll help you. That's the game. Focus on that arrow of who you want to sell, and your circles are what you want to sell, how you want to sell, what is your messaging, what is your social media, what is your followers, how are you now interacting with the world around you, but not the whole world, the world that you are interested in. Segmenting your customers, curating your product, bringing the two together, that's your business. And if you can do that, just like the guys that can do the memo, last minute stuff, it's fine. You got to shop. Okay, everybody, I am way over time.
Thank you very much.
There he is. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
really
much.
Good. Okay, good to see you
I
guys.
hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much, Martin.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you.
It's good to hang out with this guy.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for being with us, even over time a little bit. But with Martin, that's is absolutely normal.
Thank you for all the good work you do with Cibjo.
Thank you.
All the ways that you think about to make the industry better. Thank you very much.
This is our family.
That's right. That's
Thank you very
exactly
much.
right. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.